Dear colleagues, we're on the 9th year of Ukraine's resistance, on 271st day of Ukraine's current resistance. My name is Natalia Staroprava. We're working from Medіацентру Ukraine. We know that Luxembourg has granted significant assistance to Ukraine, including 3D scanners to record war crimes in the occupied territories. With us today is Guy Hoffmann, Colonel, National Armaments Director and Coordinator of Luxembourg's military assistance to Ukraine. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you. Our question is, we see Luxembourg's assistance to Ukraine. Could you tell us what has been the motivation behind this assistance, particularly granting Ukraine 3D scanners?
Do you still hear me? I'm not sure. Because
Hoffmann?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Yes, please go on.
Okay, thank you. So the reason because why Luxembourg is supporting Ukraine with these 3D scanners is that Luxembourg, in fact, strongly condemns the unlawful Russian invasion of Ukraine, and it is of utmost importance that we support Ukraine to succeed in defending its territory. And we also strongly condemn the war crimes and crimes against humanity and violation of international humanitarian laws that is committed by Russian forces in Ukraine. Also now with like examples that happened in Kherson, and therefore we think it's very important to help Ukraine in providing equipment that supports Ukraine in the investigation of these crimes, these horrific crimes.
Could you tell us more about the operation of these 3D scanners, what they do, how they can help record the crimes, and what can be done with the information they provide?
In my understanding, these scanners will help to get a fast and more efficient view and an assessment on crime scenes and on horrendous activities that were done by the Russian occupying forces, and this will help the Ukrainian prosecutor to collect the evidence of these war crimes in a more efficient and a more effective way, because time is of the most highest importance, and this will help the use of these 3D scanners will help to collect all the evidence in a very fast way.
This project from Luxembourg has not been cheap. Could you tell us about whose initiative it was and who developed the project?
We are since the beginning of the Russian aggression war. We are in close contact with our Ukrainian counterparts at the military attaché in Brussels to check with him the most urgent needs and the needs that can be fulfilled by Luxembourg. In fact, as we are a smaller country with less opportunities and less capacities, we are looking closely with our Ukrainian colleagues in Brussels what is needed. And this initiative came nevertheless from the prosecutor's office, who had heard that there's a Luxembourg company who is producing such an equipment, and we got a request from the General Prosecutor's Office asking if Luxembourg could help providing this equipment. Until now, we mostly supported Ukrainian defense forces, armed defense forces with equipment, but this was also a very good opportunity, as I said already before, condemning war crimes and violation against humanitarian law. We strongly condemn it as Luxembourg, and so therefore we're very eager to help Ukrainian in this way.
We found out about these 3D scanners about a week ago. Are you in touch with Ukrainian partners? Do you know if these scanners are already working in Ukraine? Have people told that they will give you information or results about how the equipment works?
The only thing that I know at the moment is that they have arrived beginning of last week, so I suppose they are currently doing the needed training for the people or for the investigators to see how they work. Until now, we haven't got any feedback yet, but I suppose the most feedback will go to the company that is producing the equipment. But I'm looking forward to also getting some feedback on the utility and necessity of this equipment.
Thank you. We know that Luxembourg also has been helping Ukraine since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion, and as of today, Ukraine is awaiting heavy armaments, anti-air defense, other heavy artillery and weapons, at the same time as Iran is providing weapons to Russia. What other assistance as Ukraine might Ukraine expect from Luxembourg's?
55. Yeah. As I already said in the beginning, we have very small armed forces, and we are looking into capacities we can support, with which we can support Ukraine. Until now, we have more or less acquired for about 77 million euros of equipment that was sent to Ukraine, and we are still looking in finding additional equipment. Currently, we are looking into artillery ammunition, 155 millimeters, to be sent to Ukraine. But and we have also sent UAVs and armored vehicles to Ukraine. So we are continuously working in my office to find new possibilities for the equipment that can be sent to Ukraine, and we are, as I said already also before, in close contact with our Ukrainian counterparts in Brussels to discuss what are the urgent needs.
In talking in your international circles with other international partners, what message are you sending them? How are you telling them about this, and what is their response to the Russian invasion in Ukraine?
I think with our international partners, the response to the Russian invasion is that it's a horrific situation that will take some time to be solved, and there is still a high will and energy to continue supporting Ukraine until the necessary situation is created that will allow Ukraine to start negotiations on their terms. Because at one moment there have to be negotiations, but it's only once Ukrainians have constructed in a position of strength that their negotiations can start. But the will is there to continue to help Ukraine in their fight against the Russian aggression for as long as it takes.
From what you know, What are the moods, what are the opinions in the among the residents of Luxembourg about the war in Ukraine that Russia started?
Since the beginning, I think everybody in Luxembourg was quite shocked about this Russian move, and nobody was really thinking that something like this could happen after only 70 years after a world war and then a huge war in Europe. And currently, the mood in Luxembourg is still that we are looking on all levels to support Ukraine. And we on the defense side are looking to support it in military capacity, and then also now, as you saw, with the 3D scanners in investigating capacities, but other administrations and other organizations are looking how to send humanitarian aid to Ukraine, and also there are a lot of Ukrainians refugees who arrive in Luxembourg, and we are trying to accept them and to welcome them as best as possible. But still, there's a huge support for the Ukrainian cause in Luxembourg.
Guy Hoffmann, Colonel, National Armaments Director and Coordinator of Luxembourg's military aid to Ukraine. Thank you very much for this conversation, sir.
Thank you for having me, and I wish Ukraine the best luck in their fight against Russia. Thank you.
Дякую, а ми з вами зустрінемося вже о 12-й годині. Адміністрації щодо заходів.
Thank you, and we'll see you at 12. We're talking to Irina Shvaiko about